Welcome to Viva La Visionary, the podcast that celebrates the innovative ideas and mindsets of entrepreneurs and visionaries. Join your host, Coach Bob Shenefelt, as he dives into inspiring stories and practical insights from trailblazers who are changing the game. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned leader, this show is your source for motivation and creativity. Let's embark on this exciting journey together.
Hi there, Coach Bob, the founder of the Visionary Forum and host of the podcast Viva La Visionary. Very happy to have CJ Dubé here. CJ, how are you?
I am wonderful. Glad to be here, Bob.
Good. Well, so I always love catching up with you. So you've done a lot of things amazing. I've loved our relationship. You ran a sales organization for a large company. You had an HR company that you built and sold. You've been one of the original EOS implementers on the EOS leadership team. And oh, by the way, in your spare time, wrote the People book. So just you get so much information and experience share for yourself and coaching, what did you say, close to 2,000 sessions from EOS?
1,883 to be precise.
Okay, all right. So you're not all visionary then, if you know what that number is. But well, cool. So you are, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, you are a visionary and integrator. Is that correct? I mean, kind of both.
Well, I'm definitely more visionary, but I can integrate. And
yes,
like most visionaries, I get to a certain level and I get like, I'm bored, or what's the next thing, right?
Right.
And so most visionaries, as I say, suck at LMA, which is leading, managing, and holding people accountable, where I'm actually not bad at it. I'm pretty good at it. Although I'm also not a micromanager style. I'm the style in which here's my expectations, I'm crystal clear, and then we go from there. But every single time I've grown a business from zero to whatever it was, I'd get into that fourth year, third, fourth, fifth year. By year 5, it's running, it's happy, it's doing its thing, and I'm like, what's next? And so that's where my visionary oftentimes comes in, and I do have a lot of ideas on a regular basis. But I can integrate to a certain point, and then it's like, okay. And then really, even with EOS Worldwide, I was doing the same thing. I was running several different areas all at once and ended up almost having 50 people on a downstream. And I'm like, okay, this is too much. Because I'm not your insisting fact finder, and I'm not your insisting follow through person. That's why I surround myself with those people to make sure that we can get things done.
CJ, I know you're visionary and integrator. When did you first realize that you were a visionary?
I think I first realized that I was more visionary when I was growing my business. And I grew it from 0 to 8, and I worked in it, right? I was one of the people doing it and placing people and selling. My nature has always been sales. So I think I realized at about 2000, really quite about the same time the Traction book was coming out. So it was 2010. I'm like, okay. And then I did when Rocket Fuel came out, I took that assessment, the crystallizer, and that was proving to be true, that I was more 88, 89% visionary and about 78% integrator, right?
Right.
So that's when I started leaning into that, and along with Colby, because I am a risk taker. I mean, I'm a 4483, and so the 8 is quick start, risk taker, and that really is me. Right. I am a 4 fact finder and a 4 follow through, which means if given motivation on something, I certainly will ratchet up my fact finding. And I don't like to drop balls. I don't like to bottleneck. So that's why I put a lot of people around me. So it's joke, but true. I have like 3 assistants.
Right.
I have my integrator of my own who helps me dot I's and cross T's. And then I have a marketing person. And then I have someone in Arizona as well that does all of my session room setup and inventory.
Right. So I've got a question about that in a second. But so I like to start at a small level. So why are you on this planet, CJ? Just a little simple question.
Why am I on this planet? Why did God put me here? Well, my personal core focus is to ignite people to do the thing they keep putting off that will make a difference in their life. in a good way.
Huh.
And so my superpower, as I call it,
Right.
is motivation, energy, kick people in the ass.
Right. With a smile and a hug, I've
Exactly.
experienced.
Exactly.
Did she just have me? Okay, great, but I still feel good about it, right? That's awesome. Great. I love that you know what that is and you're living in that space so much. So what's one thing, or what would you say, what are some of the roles and responsibilities, when we talk about the accountability chart, for the visionary, what are some of what do you feel are some of the greatest roles or responsibilities that we as visionaries have?
It literally is the word visionary equals vision. It's our jobs to, and we do it naturally. We think to the future naturally. We think out more than a year.
Right.
We think out 5 years. We think out 10. We think out, like I'm 63, and few people, even my kids, said, "Mom, why do you keep saying what you want it to look like when you're 70?" I said, "Because that's how I think."
Right.
I think several years out, and I think, okay, I want this. This is what I envision for this time frame of my life. This is what I want it to look like. This is who I want to serve.
Right.
Right? The older I get, the more I think of it from a servant leadership standpoint. I
Yep.
think of it like who are the people I can help? Who is it that I need to serve and do good work with? Which of course is all my EOS clients, but there's other things that I'm going to venture into doing about helping and serving with real tangible things that they can use to improve and change their lives.
Right.
Because that's what I'm lucky enough to do every day. Whether I do it with a client implementing or whether I do it something like this or however I do it, it's like I just want to be able to give wisdom to someone that will make a difference and help them to grow themselves.
Right. So that could be obviously externally or internally with your team, right?
Right. It's all of the above. I mean, and I think I'm fair of saying this. My assistant has been with me for 15 years. Her name is
Wow.
Jill. And I'm confident I changed Jill's life. Most days in a good way. Every once in a while, I still go, oh God.
Right.
But she's stronger. She's got more self-confidence. She's really good at what she does. And when she started with me, she had positions and jobs before. She was a flight attendant, and then she was a stay-at-home mom. And so that's her passion, and her energy is her family, for sure. That's number one. And I've always
Right.
known that about her. But her growth and technology and her growth as we've done things together, and she's like, I don't know how to do that. I go, I know, go figure it out. And
Right.
she'd go, really? But
Because
then
I
she
believe in
would,
you. Right.
but then she would, and she'd be so proud of herself, right?
Right.
Because we can all do hard things, everyone. We
Yep.
can do hard things, and then we're on the other side of it, and it's not so hard.
Right. No, I love that. And I've heard in the EOS vernacular and even teaching it, that a lot of times visionaries are not good at LMA. And maybe I've
Yeah,
even heard that wrong, but I think one of our roles, responsibilities is L. So
yeah.
lead, manage, and drive accountability. I think a big part of it is leading. Now, managing, I and many visionaries are terrible at, and accountability, no. But so I think lead, would you agree, is a big thing? I mean,
Yeah, I do believe that visionaries are great leaders. Many visionaries are really, really good leaders, but you're only as good, like I said, as the people around you, right? And
right.
so, because we're not always good at the accountability piece, because many visionaries, quite honestly, don't like conflict.
No.
Crazy
Never
as it
was.
is, we create conflict, but
I'm very good at that,
yeah, we
right?
create conflict, but we're not good at entering the danger of conflict.
Right.
And we need to continue to be great leaders that will enter the danger when necessary on conflict when we can. But we're not
Right.
always really good at it.
But I think leadership is, to be open and honest. And again, I am really good at someone else's conflict because I can see it and I'm not emotionally involved. But I came from the happy family where everything's good, and that's not terrible, but I've been good at shoving down emotions and conflict. And
Yeah.
so to learn what I teach is a big opportunity for me on being open and honest.
It's true. It is hard. It's really
Yeah.
hard. And it's hard with family. It's hard with teams,
Yep.
companies. It's all hard, but if we do it with genuine care and concern, and you
Right.
come from a place of abundance and love, uh, ultimately we can do it well. We
Yeah.
can do it very well. It doesn't have to be this, brawl. It doesn't have to be a fight. It can be,
Right.
here's the situation. This is what we need to get through. Let's do it together.
Right.
And whether that's letting someone go, coaching someone out, there's lots of things that we need to do it.
Yeah. And just with compassion and slowing down, I'm still learning that I was looking into the future, seeing the future, and I'm very good at that, but sometimes wasn't present with my team
Right.
and with my family probably. And so even to learn as a coach and an implementer on how to deal with conflict, it's helped me to deal with conflict with my wife, with my kids, so it's a
Yeah,
great learning opportunity.
for sure.
Yeah. So quick question about the people book. So, EOS has helped so many in so many ways, for me as well. What is my role or our role as a visionary in either hiring or, maintaining or exiting, so in the whole hiring and firing process?
Well, okay, so the People Book and the subtitle of the People Book is Dare to Build an Intentional Culture.
Ooh, yeah, right.
Right? So I'm daring the visionaries. That's what I'm
Ah,
doing. We're
love it.
daring the visionaries to build that intentional culture.
Right,
Because ultimately, one of the top bullets on a visionary's roles and responsibilities is culture.
right,
It's a visionary's energy, it's a visionary's focus, it's a visionary's ideas that bring companies to life.
right.
So when I say dare to build an intentional culture, I need the leader, as we were just talking about, the
Yep,
visionary to lead us in that direction. And the tools that we teach, and some of them are new in the People Book than we've ever had in EOS. But if you look at your culture and you look at where is my culture today, do I have a chaotic culture?
right.
And if I have a chaotic culture and I'm the visionary, that's kind of on me,
Yep,
is the way I look at it. It's
yep,
on me. If this culture is chaotic, I have probably been the one to create that chaotic culture.
right,
Now, I am the one that can get us out of that chaotic culture
right,
and move us towards intentionality, right? And healthy, because we talk about intentionality and we talk about being healthy, right? We
right,
need to be up in the top right and be able to say, okay, what are the values? Is everyone following the values? I need to follow my values. If I create those values, I better be following them. And
right,
then I need to help my leadership team and everyone else in an organization to follow those values and be brave enough to get the right people, which is the values, but then brave enough to get them in the right seats and GWCing the seat, which is get it, want it, capacity to do that job.
right.
Yeah.
So, and then in the hiring process, I know you and I have talked about that before, but pretty much everyone I meet, I think they'd be great. Let's hire them. So, when do you recommend in general that the visionary get involved in the hiring process instead of just hiring the waitress who served me a great meal on the spot and told my team, okay, here we go?
Sounds like you've done that before.
I have, a couple have worked out, most have not, but
That's cool. Okay, so first of all, structure first. The visionary needs to agree that we need this seat and this is the right structure. So
right,
that's what I would say first, okay? Now you've decided that we need to go from we need to go from a controller level person in the finance seat to a CFO level. Okay, you can make
right,
that decision.
yep,
I believe the visionary should be doing final interviews. I believe
got
someone
it,
should own that search, however they choose. Now, I would say, because of course I come from that industry, I do believe strongly in utilizing placement firms because they're finding the candidates that are not really looking. And so they're
right,
finding great candidates. So whether you do it internal and source for the position or you use a firm, someone else should run that search. Someone internal, someone external should be running that search. And then give you the final two candidates. You have all the input on the criteria of
right,
what you want in that seat. You've already built the values. You know what those values are. And then I say spend time with that person. My motto always has been, always will be, hire slow, fire fast. And it's
right,
not about time I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing the due diligence and not just this conversation. Oh my gosh, you're great. I love you. right?
Right.
Take them to dinner, take them to lunch, spend a little time with this person. Oftentimes give them homework maybe. What do
Right.
you as a visionary think is good homework that you want to see this person in this seat do? Give
Right.
them some homework, okay? And just really take your time and then make yourself pause. Make yourself be in the moment. Make yourself listen.
Right.
And I don't mean just hear things. I mean really intently hear and listen to what someone is saying.
Right.
And we can ask a lot of questions. Behavioral interview questions are the best because then they can tell us a story, they can give us an example, and have them repeat a lot of what they've done in other positions because then you can see the patterns of how
Right.
someone shows up.
Awesome. I love that. I was interviewing for executive assistant. I had a great HR person, final two candidates, and one I liked a lot. And we didn't have great, you know, roles and responsibilities and job description. And I said, okay, wait, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. And then please come back tomorrow. And then you tell me, because that's a lot of what I'm looking for is there's something going on here, something going on here. I want someone to capture it. So she left, she came back in and she goes, I almost didn't come back, that you had me do your work. And then she handed it to me. I'm like, okay, you're hired, because she nailed it. I said, but that's what I was looking for. You know, it's a true experience. So I appreciate that.
I think homework's a good thing. And I think that it's our jobs to be really crystal clear on our expectations, which
Right.
means we have to sometimes slow ourselves down to think about what are those expectations that we want.
Yes. Yep, no, definitely. And then also even talking about like working genius, Lencioni's
Yeah.
structure is I'm great at galvanizing. And so I convince people that not only that they want to come work here, but I'm convincing myself that they should be coming to work here because I galvanize myself, I think.
I have actually a little more discernment. I have galvanizing, but I also have back it up with discernment.
I don't have discernment. Yes. No, my wife and I are both inventors. So we have a bottle of wine and invent shit that maybe people don't even care about. And then I galvanize to get people excited and they don't even know why. And then she is, so she wants everything done right now and perfect. So what is, I forget the E. Tenacity. Sorry. So tenacity, T. So yeah, we drive people crazy, you know, because we invent shit. I get them excited, and she wants it all perfect in today. So we appreciate having discernment and whatnot in our team, in our midst. Cool. So what's one thing you've learned or you've witnessed other visionaries that is something, you know, like one thing you could share that was a huge evolution in you as a visionary, personally or professionally? So what's one thing you would say, boy, this really helped me as a visionary? Either to do something or a ritual or let something go.
That I did as a visionary, that I learned to do?
Yeah, and you know, it could have been aha, it could have been, boy, once I scheduled Monday morning meetings for clarity breaks, you know, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Structure. I think that us visionaries actually need structure and need repetition. Repetition's the mother of learning, right? Takes the brain 7 times to hear it for the first time, but the structure. So I don't ever want to be late for a meeting, or I don't, so for me, it's having my L10s with my assistant. It's doing quarterlies. It's doing all the things, creating that structure. But I do that in my personal life as well.
Right.
So it's important to me physically to make sure I'm doing strength training and I do Pilates 5 days a week. Awesome. So if I have a week where I'm traveling and I don't get much Pilates in, I feel it.
Right.
But I feel it mentally as much as I'd feel it physically because I've created the habit of it.
Yep.
Right. And so I have my morning routine of what I do every morning. And when I have to go out of it, I feel off balance.
Right.
So what I found for me is structure. And now, I mean, come on, I can go off right or left any moment. But at the same time, the more I am able to help myself be somewhat structured, the better it is for me.
I love that. Yeah, Gino, I was his third client, and he helped me to appreciate the value of structure. I used to avoid it like the plague because I want to be spontaneous and I want to wing it, and I'm good at that, and there's a time and a place for it. But if it's structure around who and or what matters most, there's real benefit. And then I find when I have structure around either who or what matters most, I actually have more time and I'm much more present and impact that moment. And that's when I can be spontaneous and creative.
Right, which ties us right back into the clarity breaks, right?
Yeah.
And so if we all take time to think
Yep.
and give ourselves space, we actually accomplish more.
Yep.
We get more done, and we
And we
get it
unscatter
done.
the chatter, right?
Yep, and scatter the chatter, exactly. And so we need that. And it took me a long time to get that one.
Yes.
I mean, I have over these I'm in my 16th year as an implementer, but I also have 7 children and now have 13 grandchildren.
Wow.
And so I structure my life and I time block. I never used to go look at a calendar a year out and time block time specific for family. I never
Right.
used to do that. I've been doing that for years now. I time block it out. I'm these 10 days off at the lake house. The kids come, right? And I give them presents. I give
Right.
them time with them. That otherwise, I'm not the person I'm not the Gigi. Gigi's my grandma name.
Right.
I'm not the Gigi that's going to pick you up from school and give you milk and cookies. But when I am with you, what you can count on is I'm all yours.
Right.
I'm dedicated, committed to you. And I do that because I pre-plan a lot of this stuff.
Right. Well, I think that's a great lesson for a lot of people, but is to schedule around what matters most and protect it. Again, some people are like, well, that takes the fun out of it. It's like, no. And again, that's the other thing, that when I do plan it, then there is more presence and fun. And I that's one of my superpowers, is fun. And when I'm not having fun, I'm not fun.
Right, right. I mean, hey, I'm all in for something. Tomorrow's free open day. What's spontaneous we can go do? I'm all in on that. But the more I plan it and structure it, the better it turns out.
Right. No, I love that. I appreciate that. So what's one thing that you're working on, or it's an opportunity as a visionary, that not that it's keeping you up at night, but that you're noodling on? It could be personal or professional.
Well, breaking news. I know you know Lewis Schiff well.
Yep.
And Lewis is launching with Birthing of Giants, a cohort with a financial focus on it.
Yep.
And it's an opportunity for me to learn it and learn it better, and an opportunity for me to turn around and teach it. It
Nice.
took me a long time to process whether that was something I wanted to do and add to my weeks, months, quarters. And it wasn't about adding the time. It was about, okay, I have to dive in. I'm going to learn something more. I'm going to take something deeper, where I know EOS really well and I can keep rolling.
Right.
I love what I do and I'm great with my teams. But I think this new thing that I'm going to learn and grow, and I have a fair amount of knowledge base in it, but it's going to take me deeper. And to be totally honest, I learn best by teaching. That's how I am. I learn best by teaching. So I'll learn it, teach it, learn more, teach it, and we'll keep going. And it'll be great to do this cohort and get some great leaders involved, which will help. I'll be doing it in the Phoenix market.
Good. Congratulations. And yeah, I know it's one of the things that I think is an opportunity for us visionaries, is to keep learning. And maybe not things that we're not good at, but things that we do have passion about, because I'm like, why did I commit to this? It's like, oh, I got to learn, I teach it, and it gives me energy, it gives me more passion. I love that. So I have one final question before I go there, though. Do you have any either questions for me or any other thoughts for visionaries, any other ideas, anything that you might want to share?
I mean, what I love that you're doing is when you bring visionaries together, because they learn about each other's businesses, but then they learn from each other.
Yep.
And I think that is so awesome. So I just encourage visionaries because a lot of times it's like you get a CEO and he's like, what do you mean this visionary thing? Now what am I supposed to do, right?
Right.
Well, part of what you're supposed to do is be with other visionaries, learn from them, but also serve them and help them. So I'm a great proponent of forums and being involved and learning from each other, because then you can always take it back to your business and help your business and people around you.
No, I love that. I appreciate that. And kind of what we do, we summed it up as, iron sharpening iron, but it's visionaries unleashing visionaries.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, people have come into our forums and they have an issue, and in like 6 minutes, they're like, all right, I think I figured it out. I've been working on this for 6 months, just because we're so fast, we have experience. And again, we network for each other, not to each other. So again, I grew up in my business world in EO, which was YEO at the time. And I still think I'm Y. So I think that was a branding error. But it is about forum and confidentiality and then no judgment. And they know what I'm going through. I love sharing so much with my wife, but she doesn't want to hear what's going on in work all the time, and she can't, and my employees may not. So yeah, to have that forum, again, EO taught me that and the value of the confidentiality, and so I appreciate that. And obviously that's a passion. Again, I was with Gino as he was creating it, sold his first client, was his third, as I mentioned, and I used to kind of make fun of him and feel bad that he was really just so desperately, so thinking about how to help entrepreneurs get everything, obsessed with how entrepreneurs can get everything they want out of their business. And he nailed it. And I've realized I'm obsessed with helping visionaries get everything they want out of their lives. Yeah. So I can appreciate what it is. And I get just as much out of forum as anyone else. It's
That's
awesome.
Great.
Good. Great. All right. So my final question, our tagline, our rally cry is Viva La Visionary. So what does that mean for you, or does that evoke anything? Viva La Visionary.
See, I don't even know if I can say it. Viva La Visionary.
Yes.
The first word that popped into my head was energy.
Right.
That's the first word is energy, and giving energy and providing energy and getting out to the world, to the universe.
Love that. Thank you. Yeah, it's just a rally cry that really stuck when someone said it about a year and a half ago. We're like, yeah, long live the visionary. And even with the process and the people that we may usually need to grow and break through the ceiling of complexity, a lot of times it is kind of, hey, visionary, be quiet, we're doing this. And so a lot of times people feel like, hey, I'm being pushed aside. And that's not the intention of EOS or any structure, but it's also to say it's structure and creativity. And it is giving me permission to be the wacky visionary that I am, because when I lose that edge, they lose the wacky fun visionary.
It's true. And I think the more real we are, the better it is. I mean, Gino's line of let your freak flag fly.
Right.
I live it. Yeah. I live it now.
Yeah. I love it. Great. Well, I appreciate your time, your wisdom, and your friendship. I've known you for, I think, probably 12 years now. And I really value the wisdom you bring and the hugs you give. So I love you, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I love it.
All right, CJ, we'll see you soon. All right, bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Viva La Visionary. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found inspiration in our guest stories. If you loved what you heard, please subscribe, rate, and share the podcast with fellow dreamers and doers. Join us next time as we continue to explore the limitless possibilities of visionary thinking. Until then, keep dreaming big and taking action. Your vision matters.